Hey guys, it's Alicia. Now today I'm going to be making one of my favorite childhood recipes, and that is for Crockpot BBQ Beans. Now these are so good. My mom used to make them as I was growing up. We took them camping all the time. I just have a lot of fond memories associated with these beans, and they are to die for delicious. Not only that, they're cooked in a crock pot, which means they're very easy to make. So if you want to see how I make these, just keep watching. So what you're gonna need to make these is, first off, you're gonna need 4 cans of pork and beans. And I'm just using Van Camp's. Then you're gonna need a can of butter beans. I usually like to use the baby butter beans, but it's really hard to find those anymore. So I just got a can of regular butter beans. Then you're gonna need a can of kidney beans, a half to a pound of ground beef. This is a little over a pound. I usually do at least a pound. You can use any percentage of fat that you want. Since these are not exactly what I would call healthy, I'm just going ahead and using a higher fat meat. And a pound of bacon. Now you don't have to use a whole pound, again, just like you don't have to use a whole pound of the ground beef, but I love bacon, and why not just use the whole pound? Then you're gonna need 1/4 cup brown sugar, a cup of ketchup, a large onion chopped, and you can use whatever type of onion you want. I usually use red, but I had some yellow onions that I need to use up. So that's what I'm gonna be using today. 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. And what to me is one of the most important things in this, besides the bacon, is this liquid smoke. Now, my mom's recipe calls for a tablespoon, but I like to put more like 3 tablespoons of this in there because I really do like the liquid smoke flavor. But like I said, her recipe calls for 1. You can just put however much it is that you want in there. And then a little bit of pepper, same goes for that. That's more to taste. I usually just put probably 1/4 teaspoon or so. And then some salt, again to taste. I will use probably around a teaspoon. And that is all there is in these beans. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to brown my ground beef. So I've got a large frying pan here, and I've got it set to medium-high heat, and I'm gonna just cook this until it is browned. All right, this is nice and browned. And since there is so much fat in there, I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and drain that off, and then I'm gonna put this in my crock pot. I've got my hamburger drained and put in my crock pot. Now I'm gonna use the same pan, and I'm gonna cook my bacon in it. So I've got my bacon, and I kind of just chopped it up roughly. I'm gonna throw that in there, and I'm also gonna throw in my onions. And I'm gonna just cook this until the bacon is done. I've let this cook for quite a while, and I'm gonna call that good. It's gonna keep cooking in the crock pot for like 6+ hours probably, so it doesn't need to be completely fully cooked anyway. I usually like to get my bacon completely cooked, but I'm thinking this is good. So I'm gonna drain this, and then I'm gonna put it in the crock pot. Got my ground beef and my bacon and onions in there. Now I'm just going to dump the rest of the ingredients in the crock pot. And I don't drain the butter beans or the kidney beans. You can if you want. I just don't for some reason in this. And now you just mix this all together. And this crock pot, I believe, is a little bit smaller than my last one that I had for years and years and years. So this is a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it's still gonna work.
And years.
And years. So just mix this up really, really well. And now you just put the lid on, set it to low, and let this cook for about 4 to 6 hours. I usually let it cook probably just around 6. And then I will be back. Except I forgot my salt and pepper, so my husband's gonna ground a little pepper in there. And I'm gonna put in probably half teaspoon salt. I think I said a teaspoon earlier, but we don't really do a whole lot of salt. And he's probably putting...
We do a whole lot of pepper.
Yeah, so we're actually probably doing more pepper than I said. That's probably more than a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, right? Anyway, it's all to taste anyway, just whatever it is that you want. That was probably about a half teaspoon pepper and
I like pepper.
and a half teaspoon salt. So I'm just gonna mix this in here.
Spicy, like my wife.
And put the lid back on, and then I will be back in 6 hours. It has been just over 6 hours and these are done. And I just wanted to point out that this looks pretty soupy right now, but we don't usually eat these the night of. We usually let them sit overnight. And this will not only kind of thicken up, but the flavor gets a whole lot better once this has a chance to kind of set and marinate together. I wish you could smell these because they smell absolutely delicious. Anyway, that is all there is to these. They are so good, so easy. I've been making them for years, and my mom was making them before me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.